Good afternoon. My name is Alanna&D. Today I will give a presentation regarding the topic of domestic violence. In my presentation, I will go over some key points such as my narrative argument teachings, I was able to launch my evaluation essay, the solution, and additional information regarding about domestic violence. You may ask, what is domestic violence? Domestic violence revolves around a pattern behavior that is not healthy. It's harmful and abusive. It can include physical abuse, emotional and psychological abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, stalking, and digital abuse. Domestic violence has effects that is long-term, physically, emotionally, and psychological effects, including trauma, depression, anxiety, and it often leads in a difficulty of trusting others. It is often a hidden issue with victims feeling isolated, trapped, or unable to seek help due to fear or retaliation, shame, or financial dependence. Number 1, the narrative argument teachings. The reflection. In my narrative argument essay, I discuss my personal experience with domestic violence and how I can personally connect with the topic. With the narrative argument essay, I was able to write and create a narrative story that was able to let readers step into my shoes. I discussed a few things, what domestic violence looked like, my experiences of how domestic violence can affect my perception, the lessons I learned from this situation, and what came out of it. And now you may ask, did I choose a tree for my imagery? I felt most connected and it resonated with my narrative argument essay. It's supposed to represent that even with these bad experiences, they are not rooted within us, but they rather help us grow and learn, and it's a lesson for the future. The importance of support systems. Everyone has an outlet, someone they can talk to and confide to. With domestic violence victims and survivors, their support systems can help them break away from abusive situations. This is the main reason I discussed over my evaluation essay of how important and how pivotal these resources are in someone's life. Support systems are too underfunded and not paid attention enough to. This includes, especially in hospitals. They are a big outlet providing shelters, emergency housing, counseling, therapy, community services groups, and etc. Number 2, how I was able to launch my evaluation essay. You may ask, what's the correlation? The narrative argument essay helped to launch my evaluation essay by giving me an introduction, a leading foot. I was able to take the narrative essay and connect it to greater issues surrounding domestic violence. Like I said before, this connects to the support systems, and the subpoints included that they're not accessible for victims and survivors who need it, support systems are too underfunded, and major budget cuts are affecting survivors and victims. Professional help within hospitals are too costly, and overall support systems are an important factor within the healing and rebuilding process. Now, in my evaluation essay, I did also have some percentages and some statistics. So, for example, 4.8% of patients of domestic violence exposure have been asked by hospital staff. 19%, this is a more in-depth percentage of women who were abused 5 or years more face costs that were 19% higher than their non-abused counterparts. 30% of victims and survivors can access support systems, and 40% is abused women have a 40% higher medical costs compared to non-abused women. How I was able to launch my proposal essay. Number 3, the proposed solution. The proposed argument essay was a proposed solution to a problem revolving around domestic violence. The solution I proposed was maintaining the budget for VOC. Maintaining the budgets for VOC will help resolve a domino effect of problems, including house instability, the pros and plus of assistance and support systems. Examples include domestic violence service providers, rape crisis centers, legal assistance, human trafficking services, and a range of options to address survival homelessness, and etc. What is VOC? I also want to include a slide that had more information revolving around what it does. So VOC stands for Victims of Crime Act. It was a law signed by Congress in 1984 This act was supposed to be federal funding that helps assist state assistant programs. It has become the backbone of crime victims in need. Over the years, the funding was significantly reduced. These percentages was also in my proposal essay. So 2023 has seen a -6 decrease in domestic violence, while 2024 has seen a -8 decrease in domestic violence. VOC has helped over 2 million people. With the budget cuts, less people would be able to reach these resources, and we have to find other solutions. I also do want to emphasize that a 2% decrease shouldn't equal a 50% cut within VOC funding. And also on the right, I provided a graphic that says 1 in 3 women who experience gender-based violence in her lifetime, as well as 2 other bar charts. 85% of domestic violence victims are women. 74% of Americans know a victim of domestic violence. Additional information, as well as some more stats and facts. 1 in 4 women worldwide will experience some form of domestic violence. About 30% of women seek civil protection orders, meaning temporary restraining orders, domestic violence protection order, emergency protection orders, and no contact orders, and etc. Some struggles and challenges I face. I think the only struggle I came across was rewriting my final draft, because I was thinking of 2 main solutions for the proposal essay. I drifted away and I lost focus of my main solution, which was to maintain funding for VOC, because it's very detrimental if funding gets cut, and it would more likely lead to more cost of medical health care for all those resources as well. But I really did enjoy being able to share a part of my story with the class and my personal experiences. Domestic violence is an ongoing problem in the United States and is a prominent issue that people go to court to, and I would say it's highly overlooked and not taken more into account too. I enjoy the journey of unraveling more information surrounding domestic violence. It is a heavy topic for a lot of people, and thank you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your time.